I just can't stop myself from buying books. I can't say that I'm really ashamed of myself, though. Really.
Hey booktubers, well it's that time again, time for a book haul. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. Yeah, nowhere near like the 30 some books that Karen at OCDF Books had. I did let her know today that she is now queen of the book haul. So, after saying that, it's going to be rather short because, and hopefully it's only going to be in one video rather than 5. I'm just teasing you, Karen. We like you. Okay, so anyway, I have 3 YAs. One sort of like, who cares? 1 adult and 2 other ones that are collectibles. I'll go through the YA first for those of you who only want to see YA, and then you can just shut it off when I'm done. Alright, so I'm not going to go through a lot about these because everyone's seen them. I'm not, the type of person that gets the arcs and does all that stuff. So here is Intertwined by Gina Showalter. This is the guy who has the 4 different souls within him. One can time travel, one can raise the dead, one can tell the future, and one can possess another human. But I'm not going to read all through that because I'm sure you guys have heard all about it. Of course, you know me, I'm a hardcover lover. I won't use that other word that people seem to be using a lot. So, hardcover Intertwined. And then, I really thought this book looked really interesting. Now I know that Cassandra Clare has gotten other books out, and I'm not sure that I'm really interested in some of those at this point, but I love the cover on this. Really, really beautiful. And so anyway, I thought I would give this one a try. And I'm sure everybody knows what this is about, and most everybody's read it. The third one is, of course, another one that everybody is reading, Impossible by Nancy Werlin. This is a different cover, isn't it? This is the hardcover edition, and most of the time I have not seen this one. On a lot of the hauls that people have been showing, I think they're showing the soft cover edition. So, yeah, so just a little bit different. So, I wanted to know if there was anything exciting. Nothing exciting about the hardcover as far as on the book itself. Cassandra Clare's, nothing exciting there. And Intertwined, let's see if that has anything exciting. Well, other than being like a really cool purple. Yeah, that is really, really a neat color, isn't it? And it's showing blue here. Let's see if I can get the colors to change in this camera. It's showing blue, but it is not blue at all. It is purple. So, okay. So that's the 3 YA books. So if you wanted to shut the video off now, if that's all you're interested in, now's the time. Bye. Okay, wait for it. Okay, so now the rest of you who might want to stay around for the 4 boring adult books, you know that I like books about books. So this one is called I gotta say it correctly. Biblioholism. Okay? So, I don't know if it's Rab or Rayab, like Rayab, something like that, Tom Rayab. But I'll read parts of this to you. It has it looks like a dictionary definition here, so and how to pronounce it. Biblioholism, Greek, biblion, it is a noun, and it's biblio plus holism, or holism. And subject is book, comma, of books. The habitual longing to purchase, read, store, admire, and consume books in excess. And I know that describes many of us in the book community here on YouTube. It has a little if you can see there, it's got the devil, he's saying, buy more books. And the angel is saying, don't buy more books. So it's pretty funny. On the back, now this is version 2 of the book. I think the first version came out in 1990. 1990, I believe it was 1992 the first version came out. So that was before ebooks and all that. So what I'm going to read to you now is like additions that he's made to this book about ebooks. So it says that this humorous 10th anniversary edition brings book addiction out of the closet. And this is a 2001, that's why it says 10 years. So it was 1991. 2001 was this edition. Ebooks, e-readers, online booksellers, content delivery, digitized library catalogs, downloadable text, virtual book groups, and on and on. This brave new book world is enough to reform the most severely addicted biblioholic with its seemingly endless new ways of experiencing what was once just ink on a page. In this anniversary edition of the best-selling Biblioholism, The Literary Addiction, Tom Raab adds a mirthful discussion of the ever-mutating new e-landscape and its effects on fellow biblioholics everywhere. So it isn't just about ebooks, it's about all books, but the new parts he's added was about the ebooks. So just wanted to sort of... and some of the really cool like chapters, and then their subheadings, Confessions of a Biblioholic, Anatomy of an Addiction, Physical Symptoms, Living Environment, Quality of Life, the Later Stages, Biblioholism, Weakness or Disease, Taking the Test, Are You a Biblioholic? How Big of a Problem? Then it goes, Chapter 4 is the history of the book, Bibliomaniacs and Bibliophiles, Collectomania, Variants of the Disease, Biblionarcissism. It says, talk that talk and walk that walk. We are what we buy. The money limit buyer. The no more than $5.95 shopper. I hope you guys are rolling over laughing. This is so funny. The you can't go wrong for 75 cents rationale. Ulyssesization, which I think is probably like an epic journey to get a book or something. These other ones, one of them I can't pronounce. Contingency buyers, or going where no man has gone before syndrome. The nothing here but us lemmings buyer. The discovery buyer, or I knew Gart before Robin Williams buyer. The self-helpist. And it just goes on and on about reading in restaurants, reading on the toilet, reading in bed, reading while traveling, reading at work, blah, 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 blah. So this is, it's supposed to, it is under humor. So it's just very funny stuff. He does use a lot of big words in here, and I think that adds to the funniness of it. So some of the words you may have to look up if you're interested in picking up this book, and say it's part of the humor. So there's that. This is a new book that just came out in February, A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. This is an adult novel from what I understand. So let me read this to you. Okay, if I can see it. Boy, deep in the heart of Oxford's Bodleian Library, and if you don't know anything about the Bodleian Library, awesome place. Bodleian. Look it up on the internet. It's awesome, an awesome place. Scholar Dana Bishop requests a manuscript called Ashmole 782 in the course of her research. Coming from an old and distinguished lineage of witches, Diana senses that the ancient book might be bound up with magic, but she herself wants nothing to do with sorcery, and after making a few notes on its curious images, she banishes it quickly back to the stacks. But what she doesn't know is that the old alchemical text has been lost for centuries, and its sudden appearance has sent a fantastical underworld stirring. Soon a distracting horde of demons, witches, and vampires descends upon the Bodleians' reading rooms. One of these creatures is Matthew Claremont, an enigmatic and eminent geneticist, practitioner of yoga and wine connoisseur, and also a vampire with a keen interest in Ashmole 782. equal parts history and magic, romances, and suspense. A Discovery of Witches is a novel of epic scope, traveling from the cobbled streets of Oxford to the chateaux and mountains of Auvergne, which is in France, to a small town in upstate New York. It also takes us into a rich 1500-year history that spans Clovis and the Crusades, the Knights Templar, and the American Revolution. As Matthew and Diana's allegiance deepens into intimacy, Diana must come to terms with the age-old taboos and her own family's conflicted history, and she must learn where the modern woman she is meets the source of ancient power that is her legacy. With a scholar's depth and the touch of great storyteller, Deborah Harkness has woven the tale of passion and obsession, the collision of magic, alchemy, and science, and the closely guarded secrets of an enchanted world. So, Discovery of Witches, side and the back. And this does kind of have a neat book. It has her initials there, and I love the moon in the side. And I like the end papers in here of the book itself. Isn't that neat? So yeah, kind of witchy looking, huh? So the other two books I got were my Easton Press. This one is part of the Greatest Adventure book series. It's, I don't know if you guys can see that's actually ribbed on there because it's leather bound. So this is South by Ernest Shackleton, and it is a story about his adventure. I was going to go there. I looked up because obviously there's not, let's see. Yeah, there's not, a synopsis in here. So it says, veteran explorer Sir Ernest Shackleton's excruciating and inspiring expedition to Antarctica aboard the Endurance has long captured the public imagination. South is his own first-hand account of his epic adventure. As war clouds darkened over Europe in 1914, a party led by Shackleton set out to make the first crossing of the entire Antarctic continent via the pole, the South Pole. But their initial optimism was short-lived as ice floes closed around their ship, gradually crushing it and marooning 28 men on the polar ice. Alone in the world's most unforgiving environment, Shackleton and his team began a brutal quest for survival. As the story of their journey across treacherous seas and a wilderness of glaciers and snow fields unfolds, the scale of their courage and heroism becomes movingly clear. So that one sounds quite adventurous. All right, and the other one I got is The African Queen, and this was made into a movie, which maybe some of you have seen, by C.S. Forester, F-O-R-E-S-T-E-R. And this is basically like a binding in leather. And I will do it. There goes the crack. So, and then we'll do this side. Isn't that great? And it only does it once. So, and they smell really good. So this is part of what they call a reader's choice. And they are classics, but they are much more recent classics. Many of them are. Like I have Jaws by Peter Henchley, I believe it is, which that came out in the 70s. And that's bound up. It has like the shark on the front like this. And there's some really, really cool books that I got with these Reader's Choice. They offer like 10 per year. And I subscribed to that the last 2 years. It started like in 2006, and I wish I would have done it back then because they had some really cool books that came out. And there's just one illustration in this one, and that's here. So that's it for today. I already have a couple books on order, some used books. And I may have a little haul maybe next weekend, I'm not sure, maybe the week after that. See you later.